say that they're very, very perturbed by the entire refugee crisis. And an entire album. There's another song called Daddy, which is very interesting. It's about a little girl on a boat, and she's stranded, and she's looking for her daddy, and her daddy is looking for her. So, new album out on the 22nd. It's called Everyday Life, and you heard it first right here on 94.3 Radio 1. Meanwhile, back to India Bike Week 2019, 6th and 7th at the Little Vagator Hills. Tickets at insider.in. Going out fast, so go right now and get your, pass to paradise. Thanush Joseph and Martin DaCosta are in studio. More conversation.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Okay, you did mention it very fleetingly. You said there is a Moto Art Collective, but this is beautiful. I mean, for those of you watching us, Insta Live or YouTube Live, there's actually a lady who's getting there and doing.
Her name is Maria Jurkina.
This is fantastic. And she takes Greece, and she does this? Greece-inspired art, it says. Or do you mean Greece of a different kind?
No, we just call art, which is motorcycle-oriented Greece.
Wow.
But she's doing fine art there. And there's Hammered, who's also creating our T-shirts this time. So there'll be some really nice T-shirts on sale.
And I like the fact that you have an innovation class. And some of what comes out seems to be very, very peculiar in a good sort of way. So what's the innovation class about?
People are experimenting with stuff. You got a unicycle with a motor on just one ring, and he's riding that. So stuff like that is always interesting to find and put up there.
Do you remember that bike that they put a helicopter engine in?
Yeah,
5 years ago.
It was called the Y2K.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jay Leno has one of them.
Yeah,
he does.
It is
suddenly my respect for him goes up.
Yeah. And he actually roasted a marshmallow at the back of it.
He did, yeah. So the numbers are just swelling. They're getting bigger.
Yeah.
And you want to take us through that, please?
I mean, we started with 3,000 or 4,000 people in Goa 6 years ago now. And we go up, we'll have 16,000 people inside the festival, bikers. But the thing is, there's also another 15,000 bikers that come down to Goa just to be part of this migration of bikers from all over the country. And they don't actually come into the festival, 5,000 or 6,000 of them, but they're all around Goa. It is quite amazing to be in Goa, North Goa, that week and that weekend, because you're just surrounded by this culture that we seem to have developed or tapped into and helped build. And it's, if you like bikes, which we all do, of course, it is an amazing place to be.
There's an off-road course, and it's a 4x4 off-road course. Are you saying that you're letting, cars or four-wheelers into your tribe?
Sort of, yeah. And I think there's a lot of connection with adventure.
Okay.
It's inherent in our blood, adventure. So this is another side of it. It's just that it's on 4 wheels. So you can actually take a gypsy, which is modified, and go around this track and beat the shit out of it.
and enough people doing that, eh?
Yeah, lots. That's a big thing.
I noticed that you have some of the big stunt people from around the planet, and there is a Stunt Championship, which we briefly mentioned. And some of these guys are not known to the rest of us, but I'd like you to, I'm going to reel off some names. As far as the international athletes are concerned, let's start with that before we go into the stunts. There's Giovanni Sala, who's a 6-time world enduro champion.
Yeah.
There's Rock Bagoros, who's an international celebrity stunter.
Yeah.
And there's, of course, FMX Forever, which is the international freestyle motocross team. So these are all guys who are, iconic, aren't they? They are part of the community.
Yeah. They're legends. They're legends from various parts of the world, which we always have as part of India Bike Week. It's interesting. Giovanni Sala is he's won the Paris Dakar a couple of times. He's really iconic, and he's going to be at our panel where the Indian motorsport guys, as well as him, they're going to have a little chat about how, if you're planning to be in motorsport on 2 wheels in India, that's something that you should.
Yeah,
you
what's
should
the path you follow?
Yeah, what's the path you follow? How difficult it is. So we got Ashish Ravarane, who's made it on his own, and he's going to do his first Paris Dakar rally raid this time. He's going to be there. It's going to be moderated by Sagar Sheldekar. Aishwarya Pisse is going to join her. Rajni Krishnan, who's a big Indian motorcycle champion. He's going to be there. So it's going to be a really interesting bit, that one.
You want to tell us about this Super 6 package? This sounds really, really enterprising. Yeah?
The Super 6 package just got over.
Oh, it did, is it?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, what
in
a
fact.
pity.
Yeah.
So, for all you guys, sorry for being vile and devilish, you missed that, 6 more reasons to rave, which is, T-shirt and coupons and custom patch and things like that. But there's still the 1200 day pass and the 2500 weekend pass that's going out. It's at insider.in and it's going out really, really fast. Will there be tickets at venue too?
Yeah, of course.
For
yeah,
extreme latecomers.
Yes, yeah. No, there will be. I mean, it's limited in the sense that we'll close it off at about I think it's at 17,500 people this year. That's what we've planned it for.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
It's like a cricket stadium.
it's pretty big. Yeah. Well, so it's a huge space we take. We take basically the whole of the top of that lovely Vagator Hill. And this year, of course, with the 4 racetracks, the 4x4 track, all the shopping, the food, the music, and we actually build the entire festival around what we call the club zone. So, when we first started talking Hrishi 5-6 years ago, there was probably about, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 biking clubs in the country. We're in touch now with well over 480. Yeah, and about 20, 30 of them are women-only clubs. And so we'll host about 280 clubs at India Bike Week who are riding everything from Enfields to Pulsars to Harleys to Triumphs. And they're the heart of the festival.
Yeah.
We build it around them.
Yeah, and they have a ball at the center of the festival. There's something called the Club Village, loads of contests and games, and you have something called a King and Queen of Bike. It's a fashion show that we do with them. It's fun on stage, and there's also a proper fashion show by Mintra this time.
Mintra, they're doing a really cool one.
Yep.
Cool. We're going to do some messages and come back. It's Katy Perry on the playlist and more Martin and Thanush. 99677 on WhatsApp for any comments or questions. Just an immediate reaction. If it's intuitive, impulsive, put it out there. I'll read it out on air on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's HRISHIKAY and Facebook.com/radio1.mum. See you in a bit.